Well, happy Good Friday from Hanoi. I never thought in a million years that I'd be given a Good Friday message from a bedroom in a tower block in Vietnam during a pandemic. We went to Thailand for a holiday in December, and the idea was to have a peaceful, quiet, relaxing break. However, 2 days into the holiday, we realised something terrible had happened in Wuhan in China. 2 days later, our peaceful holiday was invaded by busloads of Chinese tourists who arrived noisily, happily, wanting to have a holiday, and we got nervous. And we went and we bought masks from the local pharmacy, and we were lucky to get the last two. We got back to Vietnam, and we'd heard that the coronavirus, COVID-19, had just started to infect people in our country. I remember going to a school staff room and wearing a double mask, and people laughed at me. And they said, "What's up?" "It's nothing, it's just a flu." As I said, this is the Good Friday message, and I'm preaching not from a Bible, but I'm preaching from our ABC book, because we've all become teachers. Over the last few weeks, months, we've all become teachers. I've been teaching my 4-year-old basic things. So the first thing is A. A, I have discovered, is for arrogance. That day I walked into the staff room in Hanoi. One or two teachers were saying, "You don't need this. This is over the top. We're okay." But I felt I did need to wear a mask. And do you know what? Only a few weeks later, 2 of these teachers were in quarantine, having not worn masks. Within weeks, the government issued an edict saying that the whole city had to wear masks. But A is for arrogance, because there's a type of arrogance at this time. We went for a drive not long after we came back from Thailand, way back in January, and people were walking down tourist avenues, foreigners laughing, drinking, smoking, no masks, no danger, just a sense of entitlement. We don't need to do as people tell us. I want to say something very, very important. During this time of pandemic, there is no entitlement. The only entitlement that we have is to be entitled to help and support others, especially those that are on the front line. And we do that by wearing masks. We do that by sanitising. We do that by staying at home. A is for arrogance. How many times have you switched on the news to see people flaunting the advice of governments, lying in parks? Do you know, somebody said if you're lying in park one day, you could be lying in hospital the next. But A shouldn't be for arrogance, it should be for agreement. Let's agree to get over this. Let's agree to work together. Let's agree to get through this and see an end eventually to COVID-19. B. What's B stand for? B is for blame. 1 hour ago, I switched on CNN News here in Hanoi, and I heard President Donald Trump blaming the WHO. It's their fault. They never told us in time. America blames China, China blames America, the rich blame the poor, and they say it's a wet market that caused it. The poor blame the rich and say you've got too much money. You're dabbling with things you don't understand. Christians blame Muslims, Hindus blame Buddhists. We're in a blame society. Yet in a time like this, blame should never come into it. In the midst of a pandemic, there should be no blame. There should only be building up. You know, as we approach Easter Sunday on this Good Friday, there was a lot of blame flying about when Jesus was arrested, when Jesus was led to the cross. And there still is today. People blame the Romans, people blame the Jews, but they don't blame themselves for what happened on Calvary. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like him. Her. No, it says me. I was the reason that Jesus went to the cross. This is not a time for blame. This is a time for building people up. What does C stand for? Well, let's have a look. C stands for confidence. There's not a lot of confidence at the moment. If you turn the TV on, what do you see? You see negativity. You see terrible pictures of harrowing stories, and they're all real. But what it does is it saps our confidence. As we look at these pictures on TV, as we see the numbers going up, it saps our confidence. You know, there wasn't much confidence in the disciples on that first Good Friday. As Jesus was led away, seemingly, careful word, defeated. The confidence was drained from them. Peter wept. Then he remembered the words of Jesus. Confidence. There's not a lot of confidence going round at the moment. But you know, you can find confidence in God, in the solitude of your own room and house. You can find confidence in the Word of God. You can have confidence in the God who says, if you belong to me, I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake you. Let's look for D. D is for defeat. Do you know, as I've been in self-containment for the last 2 months, you know, I've got to realise that a lot of people in the world are sitting there waiting for the worst to happen. Defeated. If I go out, I'm going to get infected. If I do this, I'm going to die. And they're defeated already, crushed. You know, this COVID-19 virus teaches us one thing, and that is we will never be defeated. This world has come through so many things. Spanish flu, SARS, MERS, so many viruses and attacks, and it has survived. We are not defeated, and we will not be defeated. When Jesus was taken up the hill to Calvary, they shook their heads. The ones that blamed, the arrogant ones. But he wasn't defeated. This was just the beginning of something new. Had it not been for the cross on Calvary, the world would never have been as hopeful as it is today. We are not defeated. You see, this is a time for decision. Here you are, and here am I, in an apartment block, in a house, in a semi, in sheltered housing, and we've got all this time in our hands. What are we doing with it? Are we defeated? No. Are we limited? Yes. But there's so much we can do with our lives. We can decide, I'm not going to stay this way. You know, when the COVID-19 pandemic is over, I am not going to live the way I lived before. I'm going to be different. So let's say D stands for different. You can start that right now. I'm going to make a difference right now. I'm going to get in touch with people that I've let slip from my life. I'm going to make a difference in the way I look at things. Do you know there's people that have got brand new cars in their driveway and they cannot use them? There are people that have recently bought Gucci handbags and they can't wear them. There's people that have invested lots of money on timeshares and they can't enjoy them. This is a time to be different. When I get out of this, I'm going to be different to how I was before. One way you can do that is by looking at your life and saying, over the years, what have I done? What have I done with my life? Have a look inside, because I'll tell you, you can't go outside very often. Have a look inside and say, God, show me. things in my life that need to change. Because when I get out of this jailhouse, when I get out of these conditions, I want to be different. Let God shine his light into your heart and show you things in your life that perhaps you've hidden. It might be relationships that you've spurned, you've put behind. It might be someone that you need to say sorry to. It might be things in your life that are harming you that you need to get rid of. It might be a bitter attitude towards someone or some place or something. Ask God to show you how to become a different person. One more letter. E. E is for escape. Oh, that was in the news recently, wasn't it? What was it? The health minister for Scotland escaped up to the Highlands to a private house. Doesn't matter. We're not in a blame society. But you know, this COVID virus doesn't teach us that we need to escape. It teaches us that we need to embrace. Embrace what we have. Embrace what we have, like family, like friends. Embrace what we have like a God who loves us right now and who never, ever, ever will turn his back on us. We need to embrace, not escape. You can't escape anyway. No more than I can jump down 26 floors, jump into a motorbike and tear off into the countryside. You can't do it, but you can embrace. And embracing, you can be part of your own future. This is Good Friday. It wasn't very good on the first Good Friday, with all the arrogance and the blame and the lack of confidence in the followers and the defeatism. But 3 days later, Jesus rose up and the disciples embraced the truth that there was hope. He was alive. They were going to get through this, and you're going to get through this too. I've got a simple request for you as I wrap up this little message. And again, it's as simple as A, B, C. A. Ask God to reveal his son Jesus to you. B. Believe in him. That word believe is from an Old English. It means by life. Give your life to him. And C. Confess. Confess, Lord, I'm not perfect. Look at me. Here I am these days thinking things through, and I'm not perfect. There's a lot of things wrong in my life. Confess them before God and accept Jesus Christ into your life. You know, I often tell the story of the caterpillar to children, how it had to go into the cocoon before it could become the butterfly. Maybe this time, this Easter, maybe this time of pandemic is your cocoon. Maybe to become the butterfly that flies, you've got to go through this time of trial first. God bless you wherever you are. And no matter where you are, have a wonderful Easter. You know, you can join a church online. Just simply type in church online in your Google and you can find a local fellowship that you can join right where you are. You can sing the songs, you can listen to the messages right in your room. You can get a Bible online. Do you know, since we've been talking, 2,000 Bibles have been sold in America. Get hold of a Bible online and start reading it. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody. I love you.